Level 73, a visit to the Numo. Urianger is eager to press on with the hunt for the Fey relics. Our enemy is fast approaching. Time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. The two remaining bearers of the relics, the Numo or the nearer, we shall seek them out next. Among the Fey folk, they bear a distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to men and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. Path lead us past my dwellings. Let us away. Okay. Let's go. Let us away. Trip down the coast. Pretty wide. Follow as long. Past yonder cliff lieth Pla Inni, home of the Numo. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. Which we The path striketh thee as precipitous, is because it was once a mountain trail. For where the lake now lieth, there was a valley in whose midst thrived the city of Robert. It was only when the froth came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fey folk for so altering the land. Blame for that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. It was these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Menphelia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no eighth umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but that we shall prevail. Aha, mortals, just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business, ha! Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of Lida Laran. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste, mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste, are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. Tee-hee-hee. Teleportation magic. For mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak, 'tis called, a most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to Fey folk, albeit briefly. Like a stealth mission, like a Kane. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrade. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Where are we supposed to be? Okay, there it is. Yay! Now, I don't know. They come back in some way. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? I see, yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. Other good news, the Numo village lies ahead, just through here. We'll enter as soon as Urianger deigns to join us. Oh, people. Mortals. Mortals are here. Lots of them. Thought you said the Numo were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. It was beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you, to have so many mortals appear at once. More excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder Weed Ank dear I cannot say that. It has been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the Numo. The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over Ligia? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fey cousins, we Numo have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did full many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. Don't worry, we'll defeat Titania. No one will come to harm. Just hand over the goddamn staff. I promise no one will come to harm. Then you'll only become another Light Warden. It changes nothing. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this woman is possessed not only of strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, she hath already laid low the Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. She is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but she harboureth the selfsame desire to see the Sin-Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us, Urianger. If you have placed your faith in this woman, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin-Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. We don't have a turn of the moon unless we want to debate this with the Yulmoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now, a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll and fetch, huh? Roll over, fetch, You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak words of power regardless. It's unfair, unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. The kingdom of Obert fell, however. We've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Urianger. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here the while and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? Visit to the new Mo. The right to attune to. Fitting payment. Feed Ankh sniffs at you expectantly. You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can begin with Marnose. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Obert. Knights gone, however, Marnose has no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. Marn can do for it. $1,182, $1,183, $1,184. Wait, did I already count that leaf? Who, what, where, wait, you're a mortal? Huzzah, huzzah. Well met, yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? You answered yes, you've come to the right Numo. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and your patronage to me. Bonded stuff. Public of it. I repair. Oh. Go kill some stuff for you. It's took a boat back because I have to. Experience, buddy. I guess do it. That might be. Like the Pixies. Ah, you are returned, and with the moss fungus legs, I hope? They are tools of my trade, lest you wonder, used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my store. How many moss fungus legs will you give? We'll get both of them. Huzzah, 2 moss fungus legs as befits the work. Ah, to have neither more nor less expected of us than what we can provide. There is no greater joy. You see, for there to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means you belittle our ability, too much means you question our integrity. You've given me fitting payments, and my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. I see. If I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I'm pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's the coin which you may pay me with when you desire to have work done. Many thanks for your patronage. Really like a quest to open up the merchant and mender. Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest Ease Gyuf yonder. Judging from your equipment, 'tis plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe Ease Gyuf will have something to offer you. Level 73, Spore Sweeper. Ease Gyuf's eyes light up at the sight of you. Ah, to have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous day indeed. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you remove the noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We've no choice but to pluck them one at a time. Now you will be curious as to what I have to offer. I'm a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. Flame spore. Flame on! side quest and you've already removed the flame spores? How very quick you are. Oh, but did you perchance search by the western entrance as well? I'm told that more have cropped up in that area. You pluck the last of the flame spores, you sense a gaze from the... Gasp! I wasn't spying on you or anything, I've just finished my task, and... I should go and report back. Two things. Warrior of Darkness. Warrior of Darkness. Ah, you are returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses, for a little while at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again, it reminds me of the old days. Fair every day, I would carry my wares to the castle to offer in exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Legii. The Voverites built it, and they named it Grunslicht. It was their last bastion in the struggle against the Sin Eaters. Now they're gone, all of them. Nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing, I must give you what you've earned. And if you desire anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them to you for a fitting price, of course. 73 Spore Sweeper complete. Ease Gifts shop is now open for business. How you will be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider a Wide Lad? They've been under the weather of late, and the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up. I thought the Pixies were going to be like the Moogles, but more like the... The Lawless Ones. Wide Lad's ears appear droopy even by Numo standards. Get the right tickets, okay. What? You would be my patron? But I can't do anything for you. The Lawless Ones took my invisible ink, and without it I can't make my arcane wares. Who are the Lawless Ones? They're Numo like us, except they've turned their backs on our values. Hers without honor, they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them, but you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take my ink back from those villains? If you do this, I will consider it your patronage, and by way of my service, I will make you something very special. Excuse me, Zilly, but I couldn't help overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, will you let me accompany you? I would learn from you and help in what little way I can. You're welcome to join. Don't get in the way. Gotta go kill some little mole people. Thank you so much. Lawless Ones make their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chamber. They took many vials of ink, and I would be grateful if you could bring as many back as possible. Gotta go. Overtonburg. One would think. All this one. Father Collard's chambers is through here. I peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with new mo. They looked none too friendly. Thancred were here. He'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can and then come back outside. See you. Guess there's going to be any way to avoid fighting stuff. We'll fight where we have to. It takes time. One more. Upward. I assume. So. Jumping post. Okay, platform. And I jumped off. I'm an idiot. Been doing that Fall Guys collab so I can get to practice it. It doesn't require much. Keep of Faith is probably my favorite thing. This might be easy up the mountain. Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense. Piggies. They're like Punjamans. They're like mushroom magician. Like a mark. Mark are you? 72. The only one I see. Stood out so much I thought it was a mark.
Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
Right, you're safe too. I see you use daggers. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about. You don't pay my sub.
No, of course. How silly of me. You're a hero. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together. To the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach.
And A light warden. Having an echo.
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come. Come and play with us.
Okay.
It came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Numo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Teleport. Alright, wide lad. Have your ink. Mercy, your majesty, we had no choice. Please forgive us. I hear it too. Oh, it's you. My ink. Were you able to retrieve it? Haha, yes, this is the ink and almost all of it too. Our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse, but thanks to you, it's simply bad again. Hey, you had the vision too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong is that desire, it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time, we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. Forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I will give you the service I promised. Ahem, nothing up my sleeve, and voila, may it serve you well. A lawless one. Is this, I guess, the right tickets? Elder's answer. 73, the Elder's answer. Wide lad looks satisfied. Ah, there's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention that Elder Wide Hank returned a moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. Where are you? Ah, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that you have my thanks. Now then, you will be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions, I will deliver our answer. Still need one more after 4 things. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we have decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the Numo. This makes 3 relics. One more and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue on your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards to your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Ilmec's founding, arose as ruler of all Fey folk to bring order to our riotous kind. In our turn, we Fey folk render our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, that our king might be further empowered. Though they are become Sin Eater, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Oh dear, is there anything else that we should know? Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will next have the chance. We would see that you were comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi. Honestly, I look away for one moment and every fairy and their nuncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling, mine, do you hear? Not yours and not the Foas, and anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce her will wish they hadn't. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro's safekeeping at their settlement, Bullegdorf. Isn't that what we were riding, the Amaros? Are they like sentient ones? It bears mentioning that these Amaro, unlike those which has heretofore encountered, owing to a peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the Fey folk. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wollegdorf, seek out the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. Eyeball. Enormous. On this Amaro. Quest line says it. Right in the middle. Enormous Amaro slumbers peacefully. What will you say? Call. Seto. Mog. Seto. Ardbert. Oh, forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you aright? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Ward. No, no, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly, return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends, let us leave him with his thoughts. You can steal it. We are the villains, right? Like, you say that? 'Tis harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. Talk to the locals. Such wise, you will come to understand Seto's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid ye seek out the Amaro and make yourselves known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of a greeting. Talk to the birds. Crispa. Well now, it is not often that we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind? I gotta pet him. Grr, grr. Ah, how long has it been since I last felt man's touch? I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Vobert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. I like dogs when the owner dies. So like, they just don't eat and they stay at the house. Just get super bummed out. Petto. Ah, that tickles. Enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amaro were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts, but then a mage of Ronka gave us the gift of intelligence, that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we were born with the seed of our ancestors in. If we live long enough amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us, amongst other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. That must have been some powerful magic. Made him any smarter, did it? The intelligence? Oh, how to speak. What is all this commotion? Did something happen while we slumbered? Sure, what's happening? Why am I being patted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here for fear of the Fey folk. But then we are Fey folk too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. 'Tis easy to forget sometimes. Okay, we talked to the damn birds. They're all just lonely. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amaro, I take it? Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare, not scorn, that Seto seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. To confront their king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoe. 73. The Elder's Answer. Resounding roar, level 73. Urianje's brow is furrowed in thought. Dilly, might I prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Light Warden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds, spoken in earnest, thy words may yet move him to change his mind. I don't get to pet Seto. You have spoken with my brethren, and you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die, not anymore, none of us can. Lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow. My brothers and sisters will readily attest. This is something I must do. I'll win, don't worry. What am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fey folk to change, and in order to obtain the other relics you will already have paid the due price, naught more is owed. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king? Save the world, to keep promise to my friends, to do what no one else can. No one else can. What did you say? The very words. Could it be mere coincidence? Very well, you may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared, then meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends that you may slay them. And so go from here. Burtenberg. I will use my voice to lure out the Sin Eaters, as I once did when I hunted with an old friend. Feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin at your signal. Ready then? Very well. Got the bows go. Just extra deep. He needs You made short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wallachdorf. Good talk. By the ease with which you slew those Sin Eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think, and if you should be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. Sounding roar. Level 73, Memento of a Friend. Seto would make a personal request of you. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought Sin Eaters who had wandered into Ilmeg. In the heat of battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that it should fall, it was Long Mirror Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning it to the Fuoth, but they are more likely to keep my medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had despaired of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go and search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. Guess we're going to search for medallion. Is it right close by to this? Just jump in the water and swim there. Burtenberg. Water. Like we can do. We have to go deeper area. There we go. By Glorionda. Go. Says glittering object. Not appear to be Seto's medallion. Why'd you drop it? Quicker is don't always occur. On your damn medallion. Ah, you are returned. How fared your search?
Ah, my medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy.
Bird.
His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest?
Everyone blamed him for the flood, him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched.
Lion camp.
But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet, in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
Sure, Ardbert knows how you feel. Keep your medallion safe.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due, perhaps, to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Ilmeg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught. As thou sayest.
Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
They just know I'm not going.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
We know you're capable, you can do it.
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Minfilia. You'll only get on the foot. Now come.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Fix and bouquet.